Okay. All right. Today is Friday, July 3rd, 2026, and we're going to start with the lesson 5, gratitude for money. Gratitude is a bridge that will take you from poverty to riches. The more grateful you can be for the money you have, even if you don't have very much, the more riches you will receive. And the more you complain about a lack of money, the poorer you will become. If you think, I haven't got enough money, I can't afford to pay my bills, my boss doesn't appreciate me, I don't get along with my coworkers, and my company is in financial trouble, then you must attract more of those. Then you must attract more of those experiences. Um, but if you think about what you're grateful for, like I love my job, my coworkers are very supportive, I have the best clients, I got the biggest tax refund ever, or I appreciate the money I have for all that it allows me to do, and you sincerely feel gratitude. The law of attraction says you must attract more of those things into your life. For one woman, a new job meant a great deal more stress, so much that there were days when she would go home crying. Then she decided to make a conscious effort to find something to be grateful for in every situation. Each morning she got out of her car to enter the building. She gave thanks for the day going smoothly. Every time she walked through the door to her office, she thanked God and the universe for the dream job that she loved so much. As the weeks and months passed by, her stress levels faded away and she genuinely came to enjoy her work. But that's when news came down the line that her department was being closed. Ordinarily, this would have left her devastated and angry, but she continued to be grateful as she applied for open positions elsewhere in the company. Her gratitude paid off once again. She was ultimately offered her choice of two great jobs, and she took the one that offered her a big pay raise. Get just a second. Gratitude can change your life. I know of thousands of people in the worst imaginable situations who have changed their lives completely through gratitude. I have seen people who were in total poverty become wealthy through gratitude. I've seen business owners turn around failing businesses, and people who had struggled with money all their lives finally created abundance. I know of people who were chronically unemployed who went on to build successful careers. Someone I know even went from homelessness to living in a multi-million-dollar mansion and securing a dream job in no time. And all of this occurred due to these people feeling gratitude for money, regardless of the financial situation they were in. However difficult it may be, you have to ignore your current situation and any lack of money you may currently be experiencing. And gratitude is perhaps the easiest way for you to do that. You can't be grateful for money and disappointed about money at the same time, nor can you be thinking grateful thoughts about money and have worried or fearful thoughts about money at the same time. When you're grateful for money, not only do you stop the negative thoughts and feelings that push money away from you, and you're doing the very things that brings more money to you. You're thinking and feeling good about money. And so by the law of attraction, you are drawing money to you. If there's a lack of money in your life, understand that feeling worried, envious, jealous, Disappointment, discouraged, doubtful, or fearful about money can never bring more money to you. That's because those feelings come from a lack of gratitude for the money you have. Complaining about money, arguing about money, and getting frustrated about money, being critical of the cost of money, being critical of the cost of something, or making someone else feel bad about money is not an act of gratitude. When your actions are ungrateful, the money in your life can never improve. It will worsen. No matter what your current situation, the very thought that you don't have enough money is being ungrateful for the money you have. You have to get negative thoughts about your current situation out of your mind and instead feeling grateful for the money you do have. So the money in your life can increase. Feeling grateful for money when you have very little is challenging for someone. But when you understand that nothing will change until you're grateful, you will be inspired to do it. The golden rule: gratitude is riches and complaint is poverty. It's the golden rule of your whole life, whether in the area of your health, job, relationships, or finances. If you find yourself in a situation where you're about to complain about something to do with money, whether it's through your words or your thoughts, ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price for this complaint? Because that one complaint will slow or even stop the flow of money toward you. Most people think they are grateful for money. Most people wouldn't think they complain about money more than they are grateful for money. But if there's a lack of money in their life, they must be complaining without realizing it. And of course, the biggest complaints come when money has to be paid out. If you don't have enough money, paying your bills can be one of the most difficult things to do. I know, I've been there. It can seem like there is a greater stream of bills than there is of money to pay them. But if you complain about your bills, then what you are really doing is complaining about money. And complaining keeps you in poverty. It's understandable if you don't have enough money that the last thing you want to do is feel grateful for your bills. But that's exactly what you have to do to receive more money in your life. To have a rich life, you must be grateful for everything to do with money, and begrudging your bills is not being grateful. You must do the exact opposite, which is to be grateful for the goods of services you receive from those who build you. It is such a simple thing to do, but it will have a monumental effect on the money in your life. You will literally become a money magnet. To be grateful for a bill, think about how much you benefited from the service of goods on the bill. If it's payment for rent or mortgage, be grateful that you have a home and you're living in it. What if the only way you could live in a home was by saving up all the money and paying cash for it? What if there were no such things as lending institutions or places to rent? Most of us would be living on the streets. So be grateful to the lending institutions or your landlord, because they have made it possible for you to live in a home or apartment. If you're paying a bill for gas or electricity, think about the heating or cooling you receive, the hot showers, and every appliance you were able to use because of the service. If you're paying a phone or internet bill, imagine how difficult your life would be if you had to travel vast distances to talk to each person individually. Think about how many times you've been able to call or text family and friends, send and receive emails, or act or access information instantly through the internet because of your service provider. All of these remarkable services are at your fingertips. So be grateful for them and be grateful that the companies trust you by providing their services before you have paid for them. What you will find in that feeling gratitude for the money you paid out guarantees you will receive more. Gratitude is like a magnetic golden thread attached to your money. So when you pay money out, the money always returns to you. Sometimes equally, sometimes tenfold, sometimes 100-fold. The abundance you receive back depends not on how much money you pay, but on how much gratitude you give. You could give so much gratitude when you pay a bill for $50 that you could receive back hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In addition, to be grateful for your bills, there are a number of other ways to use the power of gratitude to attract more money into your life. Gratitude is for the past. The first way is to be grateful for all the money and everything of value you have received throughout your life. Think back through your childhood before you had any money of your own. Consider every instance where money was paid for you. For example, the food you ate, the house you lived in, your education and textbooks, vacations, birthday gifts, clothes, medical care, entertainment, transport, and all of your basic necessities. All of these things cost money and you receive them all at no charge. Be grateful for every single instance because when you can feel sincere gratitude for the money you've received in the past, your money will increase in the future. It is guaranteed by universal law. So be truly grateful for the abundance of money you've been given throughout your life. The more sincere you are and the more you feel it, the faster you will see a dramatic change to the circumstances of your money in the present. Gratitude for the present. The second way to use the power of gratitude to attract more money into your life is to be grateful for the money you have right now, regardless of how much or how little. When you're grateful for the things you have, no matter how small they may be, you will receive more of those things. If you're grateful for the money you have, however little, you will receive more money. If you're grateful for the job that you have, even if it's not your dream job, you will receive better opportunities in your work. Gratitude is the great multiplier of life. On the other hand, when you're not grateful, you cannot receive more in return. When you're not grateful for the money you have, you stop the flow of more money. If you're not grateful for your home, however humble, you rob yourself of the chance to live in a better home. If you're not grateful for your job, career, business, then you will miss out on every pay raise, promotion, and opportunity for increasing profits. To receive more, you must be grateful for what you have. It's the law. Gratitude for the future. The third and final way to use the power of gratitude to attract more money into your life is to be grateful for the money you want as though you have already received it. When you ask the universe for something, whether it's money or anything else, you must believe that you already have it, which means that you need to feel gratitude for having it right now. In other words, be grateful before you receive. When you give thanks as though you have already received what you want, you are emitting a powerful signal to the universe. That signal is saying that you have it already. because you are feeling gratitude for it now. Each morning before you get out of bed, make a habit to feel the feelings of gratitude in advance for the money and everything else you want as though it is done. One woman used the power of gratitude for the past, present, and future as she wished for a new car to better suit the needs of her growing family. Rather than complain about her unreliable older car, she gave thanks for it and for the time that they had spent together. She wrote in her gratitude journal about how truly grateful she was for that car and for all the cars she had throughout her lifetime. She wrote in her gratitude journal about how truly grateful she was for that car and for all the cars she'd had throughout her lifetime. She expressed her deepest appreciation for the freedom and mobility that her cars had provided her. When her old car finally broke down beyond repair, she simply pictured herself driving a new 7-seated family car. And she thanked the universe in advance. It then occurred to her that she hadn't told the universe how much she was willing to pay for this car. On a whim, she decided to make it $0. She wanted to see if being grateful would result in her receiving a car for free. The very next day, her husband came home from work to say that his boss had offered to buy them a new car of their choice. This was completely unprompted, and even more curious was the fact that the husband didn't even need a car for work. This meant it would be available for the wife all the time. Naturally enough, she got to choose, and she went for her 7-seat, fully optioned family wagon. The boss even threw in car insurance, servicing, cleaning, and a fuel card for good measure. It really was a free car in every sense. And this woman had attracted it by being grateful for all the cars she had ever owned, for her current car, and for the car she hoped to receive. The unlimited ways money can come to you. Anytime you practice gratitude for money or anything else you want, remember there are always unlimited ways that money or riches can come into your life. If you can be grateful each time your riches increase, you will keep the abundance of money flowing to you. Money can come to you through receiving an unexpected check, an increase in salary, a lottery win, a tax refund, or an unanticipated gift of money from someone. Your money can also increase when somebody else spontaneously pick up the tab for coffee, lunch, or dinner. When you are about to purchase an item and you discover it has been discounted, when there's a money back offer on a purchase, or when someone gives you a gift of something you needed to buy, the end result of every one of these circumstances is that you have more money. So whenever a situation arises, ask yourself, does this circumstance mean that I have more money? Because if it does, you need to be very grateful for the money you're receiving through that circumstance. If you tell a friend you're about to buy an item and the friend offers to lend or give you that very item because they have one they're not using, or if you're planning to travel and you hear about a discounted special that you end up taking, or if your lending institution lowers their interest rate, or a service provider offers you a far better package, your money will increase through the savings of money. Are you getting the idea of the unlimited situations where you can receive money? Most likely you've experienced some of these situations in the past. And whether you realized it or not at the time, they occurred because you attracted them. But when gratitude is your way of life, you attract these situations all the time. Many people call it good luck, but it's not luck at all. It's universal law. One woman shared a great example of this, and oddly enough, it happened soon after she lost her job. She had always been the major breadwinner in her family, and she took enjoyment in paying for her sister's birthday celebrations each year. But with her sister's birthday fast approaching, and now without a job and with no money coming in, there was no way she could afford a big party. Nevertheless, she asked her sister how she wanted to spend her big day. Her sister was reluctant, but the woman insisted. And so they made plans to spend the night at an upscale club with their family and friends. When the big night rolled around, the woman gave thanks for everyone in attendance, for all she had, and for the abundance coming her way. Halfway through the night, the waitress approached with extra bottles and the news that their entire tab had already been covered. Apparently, an old friend who couldn't attend had seen photos posted on social media and wanted to help them celebrate by taking care of the bill. The woman's gratitude had paid off in the most surprising way. Any circumstance that results in you having more money or receiving something that costs money is a result of your gratitude. You'll feel great joy in knowing that you did it. And when you combine your joy with your gratitude, you have a real magnetic force that will keep attracting more and more abundance. So from this day forward, make a promise to yourself that whenever you receive any money, whether it's your salary for work, a refund or discount, or something that someone gives you that costs money, you will be truly grateful for it. Each of these circumstances mean that you have received money, and each instance gives you an opportunity to use the power of gratitude to increase and multiply your money even more by being grateful for the money you have received. It is so important that you are grateful for everything in your life. If you're not grateful for what you've received and what you're receiving, then you don't have the power to change your circumstances. When you give thanks for what you've received and what you're continuing to receive, it multiplies those things. At the same time, gratitude brings what you desire. Be grateful for what you want in your life, as though you have received it. And the law of attraction. The law of attraction says you must receive it. You can imagine that something as simple as being grateful can multiply your money and completely change your life. Be grateful. Gratitude costs you nothing, but it is worth more than all the riches in the world. Okay. Lesson 6. Imagination and money. Your entire life up to now is what you have imagined it to be. Everything you have, everything you do, and every situation and circumstances of your life is what you previously imagined. Unfortunately, many people spend more time imagining and thinking about what they don't want. They're turning one of the most wonderful tools against themselves. Instead of imagining the best, most people imagine all the things that can go wrong. And as surely as they keep imagining and feeling those things, they happen. Imagine the best and the highest you can in every area of your life. Because the best you can imagine is a piece of cake for the law of attraction. The powerful process of visualization. The reason your imagination is so powerful, it is because when you create pictures in your mind or something you want, you are generating thoughts and feelings of having it now. We call this powerful process visualization. Visualization is simply powerfully focused thought in pictures, and it causes equally powerful feelings. So when you close your eyes and you visualize having money and imagine doing all the things you want, with that money, you are creating a new reality. The reason for this is your subconscious mind and the law of attraction do not know whether you are visualizing something or whether it is real. And so when the money or whatever you are visualizing feels real, you will know that it has penetrated your subconscious mind and you are forming a new belief. The law of attraction receives those thoughts and images in your mind along with that new belief and must manifest it as your life. When I was making the Secret documentary film, I visualized the outcome. I wanted multiple times during a single day. Despite huge financial hurdles and a company that was hemorrhaging money, I saw the outcome so clearly in my mind that it felt as though it had already happened. There's no doubt that visualization was one of the most powerful things I did to help make the documentary a huge success. Visualizing with all of your senses. The real art of visualization involves using all of your senses to imagine what you want. If you want to travel to Italy, imagine the smell of pasta, taste the olive oil, hear Italian words being spoken to you, touch the stone of Colosseum. Colosseum? No, Colosseum. And feel being in Italy. Look, I can't take a break. Touch the stone of the Colosseum and feel being in Italy. Colosseum. And feel feel being in Italy. Likewise, if it's a new home you want, you can do as one family did. Once they found the house of their dreams, even though it was listed well outside of their price bracket, and even though their own home was in a bad neighborhood and was considered unsellable, they refused to be discouraged. They pictured where all of their furniture would go in the new home and how they would decorate each room. They imagined cooking in their new kitchen and taking in the scent and taste of their meals in the dining room. They visualized sitting on the patio and waving to the neighbors. They used every sense to feel the feelings of living in their new home to the point where it felt as if they had already moved in. Within weeks, they actually did. Their own home received an offer within 2 days of listing, and the sellers of their dream home drastically reduced the price as they had grown tired of waiting for a buyer. Just like this family, you can take anything you desire and imagine yourself being or doing or having it now. Imagine sharing it with the ones you love and imagine their happiness. Imagine every scene and situation you can with what you want and feel that you have it already. Try spending a couple of minutes each day imagining and feeling having what you want. Do it each day until you feel as though you already have your desire. Feel the feelings of having your desire now. Do it until you know your desire belongs to you, as you know your name belongs to you. With some things, you will get to this state after just 1 or 2 days. After things may take you longer, other things may take you longer, then simply get on with your life, feeling as many good feelings as you can, because the better you feel, the faster you will receive your desire. Vision board. Vision boards. If you want your desire to come more quickly still, I would highly recommend that you surround yourself with pictures of all the things you want. You can do this in the form of a vision board. In creating your vision board, you can let your imagination go wild as you place on it pictures of all the things you want: cars, homes, holidays, expensive clothes, anything that represents in pictures how you want your life to be. If you are good with Photoshop, then you can put yourself in the picture, traveling the world, driving a sports car, attending gala events, and mixing with famous people. Or you can use your graphic skills to mark up a bank statement showing $1 million balance or create the deed to a new home. I know of one man who created a photo ID card for a company which he wished to work for and then stuck that to his vision board, and it worked. It helped him secure the job. Vision boards work so well because they are a constant visual reminder. Every time you look at your vision board, you are imprinting the picture of what you desire in your mind. And as you focus on your vision board and give it your full attention, it stimulates your senses and evokes a positive feeling within you. So make sure you put your vision board in a place where you see it and look at it every day. Feel the feeling of having those things now. And as you receive and feel gratitude for receiving, you can remove old pictures and add new ones. Make believe. Another powerful thing you can do to attract money fast is to use your imagination to increase your belief. To attract money, you have to believe that you already have it. But understandably, many people find it hard to believe they have money when they're saddled with debt and struggling to pay their bills. To get yourself to a point of believing you already have the money you want, use your imagination and stop make believing. Be like a child and make believe. As you make believe, you will begin to believe you have received. And then you will receive. The reason this works is because the law of attraction does not know if you are make believing or if it is real. It simply responds to your thoughts and feelings. You will notice as you pretend and play games of having wealth that you feel instantly better about money. And as you feel better about it, it will begin to flow into your life. To begin playing games, you could download the Secret to Money app, where you play games of imagining and having wealth. The Secret team developed this app based around games I created for myself to change my life, my own belief in lack of money to a belief in the abundance of money. For example, in one of the games, you receive daily checks of substantial amounts of money. Your challenge is to spend the money in your imagination in order to keep the flow of money coming to you. If you commit to the games and practices I invented for the Secret to Money app, then I believe it will change the way you think about money and radically change the circumstances of money in your life. If apps don't appeal to you, then you can download a blank check from the Bank of the Universe free of charge from www.thesecret.tv. The Secret team has created this check to help reinforce your belief that you are receiving more money now. The Bank of the Universe has unlimited funds for you to draw from. So you can fill out the check with your own name and whatever amount you want. Put it in a prominent place and look at it every day so that you actually believe you have that money right now. Feel the feelings of having that money now. Imagine spending that money, all the things you will buy and the things you will do. Feel how wonderful that is. Know it is yours because when you ask, it is. We have received hundreds of stories from people who have brought substantial sums of money to them using a secret check. We've seen struggling families pay off their credit card debts in the sum of tens of thousands of dollars, thanks to the secret check. We've seen unemployed people secure well-paying jobs equal to the amount they written out on their secret checks. We've seen countless instances of overseas holidays and new cars and homes bought by people who credited the secret check. And we've even seen entrepreneurs attract business opportunities that netted them millions of dollars after filling out the secret check. It's a fun game that really works. You can also imagine and create your own games where you are pretending that you have what you want already. For example, when you are driving your old car, you can imagine that you are really driving the new car that you want. One man placed a Porsche crest on the steering wheel of his Nissan four-door sedan. Every morning on his daily commute, he would imagine wrapping his fingers around the wheel of the sports car of his dreams. Soon after, his favorite Porsche model in his preferred color with low mileage became available at a local dealership. He test drove the car and fell in love with it. He made an offer, but the salesman would negotiate on price. The man decided to think it over for a few days, but then the car sold while he was procrastinating. He went back to driving his Nissan with the Porsche crest. imagining that it was his dream car in the right color with low mileage and at an affordable price. Amazingly, the car reappeared at another dealership. It was the exact same one that he had test driven. The buyer had had remorse and had traded it in at a loss. The man was able to buy his dream car at an affordable price, and all thanks to his make-believe Nissan Porsche. While you are pretending or making believe you have what you want, be attentive to your feelings. When children make believe, their imagination is so strong, they'll automatically engage their feelings. Watch little children playing. Make believe is second nature to them, and they will become a great inspiration for you. Remember that the law of attraction doesn't know if something is real or imagined. Regardless of how you choose to make believe, whether through games or apps or other methods, the important point is to fully engage your imagination. Imagine your life the way you want it to be. Imagine everything you want. Take your imagination with you every day and imagine what it would be like if your job suddenly took off. Imagine how your life would be if you had the money you need to do what you love. Imagine how you would feel if you could do what you want to do. If you want to travel, then imagine and feel yourself traveling instead of imagining every day that you don't have the money to travel, because that is most likely what you have been doing up until now. There are many simple things you can do with your imagination that will be immeasurably powerful in helping you to believe that you are receiving the abundance you have asked for. Okay, I think that would end it for today. And we will start Sunday on lesson 7, Korean business. And I'm going and pack and get ready to make sure that I get the right suite that I want at the Kentucky Derby next year. And I will be escorted by this handsome man, and he has lots of money, and I do too. Goodbye.
Thank you and good luck. Joy. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Happy July 4th.
Say what?
Have a good night and happy July 4th.
Oh, yeah, you too, and happy July 4th.
Thank
That's
you.
why I remember. That's why I know I won't read tomorrow, but I will Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We almost finished.
Okay. See you.
Speaking it, you see? Speaking it that we would finish it this week. I believe we will finish it Sunday. But now I got the other 3, so that don't count. That does not count. And I'm mentioning not everything over. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.